How to play the E minor 7th chord. When the E minor 7th is referred to in tablature, guitar music and chord charts, it's referred to as Em7. And you can see here we have two forms of the chord, but initially we'll take the easiest. So let's see how to play an E minor 7th chord. To play the E minor 7th chord, simply place the second finger in the second fret of the A string and now strum all the strings. Now let's see that done on a guitar. Place the second finger in the second fret of the A string and now strum. If you prefer, you can actually replace the second finger with the first finger. So try playing the first finger in the second fret of the A string and now strum. If your E minor 7th doesn't sound right, the first thing you need to do is check the tuning. So take your finger off the guitar and then play each of the open strings one by one. If your guitar sounds obviously out of tune, or if you're not sure and you need to check it with a tuner, pause the video here and tune your guitar. Now let's refinger our E minor 7th. So place the second finger in the second fret of the A string, or the first finger if you prefer, and strum all the strings. If the chord still isn't sounding right, we need to check the notes one by one. So play each string one by one. If the fingered note is sounding wrong, you need to look carefully at the finger and check it's properly located between the frets and not resting on the frets or on the wrong string. You also need to check the finger is on its tip and it's upright, so you're not touching the open strings on either side. To do this, you may need to adjust the position of the thumb. You can move it down towards the floor, and by doing this you bring the finger onto its tip, making it more accurate and hopefully cleaning up your chord. The final thing you need to check with your finger is that it's pressing hard enough. This is one of the most common problems when people first start learning to play the guitar. You may need to put a little extra pressure on the fingers. Now let's look at the second way of playing the E minor 7th chord. But before doing that, a brief explanation. You may be wondering why two chords with completely different shapes have the same name. An E minor 7th chord is basically an E minor with an added D note. Now there are two places we can add the D. One is in the third fret of the B string, and the other is by playing the open D string. So with these two different shapes, all we've done is chosen a different D to include into the E minor chord in order to make it into an E minor 7th. Right, let's learn how to play the second shape of E minor 7th. Firstly, press the second finger in the second fret of the A string, then press the third finger in the second fret of the D string. Now press the fourth finger in the third fret of the B string and now strum. Let's see that done on a guitar. Firstly, press the second finger in the second fret of the A string, then press the third finger in the second fret of the D string. Finally, press the little finger, the fourth finger, in the third fret of the B string and now strum. If you prefer, you can also use an alternative fingering form on this chord as well. Instead of using the second and third fingers, you can replace those with the first and second fingers. Right, let's see how that's done. Firstly, place the first finger in the second fret of the A string. Then press the second finger in the 2nd fret of the D string. Finally, press the 4th finger in the 3rd fret of the D string, and now strum all the strings. If you're just starting out on the guitar, it's probably better to stick with the easier version for now. However, eventually it's worth using all the different variations you can, because sometimes different fingering variations are easier to reach coming from or going to different chords. We'll go into more detail on this in a future lesson. Whichever way you play at the moment, it doesn't matter as long as you continue to enjoy playing the guitar.